Hello everyone, it's Leo and it's time to talk about episode 15 from Healing Good PreCure. I'm wearing pink today. This episode was focused on Nabiting and Nodoka, so yes, I got their colors, especially Nabiting's color. I think that it matches more Nabiting because Nodoka has a little more of a darker pink tone for her, and I don't have many pink t-shirts like that. I should get more. I love that tone of color. Anyways, I was a little afraid of this episode beforehand because I didn't want to see Nabiting and Nodoka fight again. They fought already in the first episodes and I wasn't fond of how that went on. And after I saw the magazine scans, I was excited because there was this beautiful Daruma. Nabiting girl, you have good taste. And, at the end of the day, I think that it was an interesting episode nonetheless, even though I didn't really like the way it concluded, but I'll get to that. So the episode started right with the scene between Nodoka and Nabiting just to show how unkeen they are with each other. They are synchronized, they're on the same terms, the same frequency. And, Nodoka forgot something at home and Nabiting left home and took it there to the school just to give it back to her. And after that, we had, oh my god, that scene was so good with Nabiting and the other mascots walking and seeing the Daruma for the first time. They were like, Pegitan and Nyatoran were very scared of it. Nyatoran wasn't scared, but he expressed his disdain for the design. Nyatoran, you are so wrong. And Nabiting tried to express her love, but she felt very ashamed of liking something that was being so criticized and being so unpleasant in other people's eyes. This happens a lot, and I'm gonna say it right here. It's very easy to understand Nabiting in a situation like this. When everybody's criticizing, when everybody is downplaying something, it's very hard. Sometimes, especially when you're young, and Nabiting's kind of like a kid, it's very hard for you to stand your position, affirm what you believe in, and say, I like it, I find it beautiful, I find it good. It is very hard to do that. And so I kind of understood that she took a step back and said, oh, no, I was just joking, I didn't like it at all. But, she was very afraid of showing that to Nodoka, of showing her side to Nodoka as well, but Nodoka was able to warm her up a little bit, and both of them went there to get the Daruma. Well, one thing I really liked about that scene, the guy that had that store, he is very feminine. He's very effeminate, and I love when we have characters like him in anime and they're not shown as jokes. They're not shown as someone for you to laugh at or someone that's ridiculous. I loved it. It was very, very simple and very quick scene, but I liked it. I liked the way they showed that. That was very nice. And, the character just showing Nodoka around, giving her lavender tea. That was so beautiful, the purple they used there. Oh my god, that was so nice. I just wish the Lavendaruma, as they call it, was Cure Earth's healing animal. Sorry to say this, but girl looks good. I love that design so much. And they even created a real thing. I want that plushie. I need that in my life. Where can I get one? Where can I get one? Please, guys, help me. If you know, because probably those are not going to be sold in sites like AmiAmi or I don't know. But if you know where to get one, please leave a comment and tell me. Help me. Help me. Going back to the episode. Both of them, Nodoka and Nabiting, they had a very good time. Even though Nabiting couldn't actually show her feelings because, there was another human being there that didn't know about the cures and such. She was still having her fun, she was still having the time of her life, and they were able to get a Lavendaruma for her. But when they were going back, they met with Hinata and Nyatoran, and that's when everything went downhill. Okay, so the problem started with Nodoka actually saying that they got that for Nabiting, and Nyatoran started laughing at her because she was getting something ridiculous. So first thing, the villain of this episode was Nyatoran for the first part, but also Nabiting was called kind of like, that meme, the movie villain, the actual villain. Nyatoran was a villain in this episode, but actually I was shocked to see Nabiting's reaction towards Nodoka. But then as the scene went by, I totally understood Nabiting again. And up until that point, I didn't have a big problem with Rabin's actions because what happens, like I have a problem, but I understand her. I understand her actions, and then I'm gonna tell you why. Usually, you open up to people that you trust. And for those people, sometimes you say things and show a side of you that you usually don't show to other people, right? And at that point, what happened was that she showed and she opened up about her love for the Daruma to Nodoka. But she wanted that to be a secret because that was something shameful. That was something that she was ashamed to like. So when Nyatoran actually saw that she was actually liking that, Nyatoran made fun of her and it made her very angry because Nodoka was the one that actually put it up there. She spread the word that Dabini was liking that toy. So when Dabini exploded with Nodoka, it was understandable in the sense that she didn't want to share that. She wanted to share that with Nodoka because she trusts her, but she didn't want to share that to the others. That's something that she wanted to keep for herself because that in her eyes is shameful. Rabini, you are so wrong, girl. But you know, her being a kid is understandable. This feeling for a kid is understandable. I mean, me as an adult, I can see that in a kid's eyes, but you know, things like that is, you know, those things are very easy to solve when you're an adult. And at least for me, I think, I don't think most adults, or at least mature adults, because there are a lot of immature adults. I mean, I am one at some point, but in that sense, I'm not. And so I feel like mature adults would just handle the situation just fine. Why am I talking about that? But anyways, so the episode kept on going, and we had a very nice scene with the three girls when Chiyu was the one that actually understood what was going on. So, okay, we have the three girls, and I think that Healing Good is kind of being a good season in terms of having time for every single girl. We had other seasons of PreCure doing it better than Healing Good is, but Healing Good is still being good at this. In this episode, it wasn't. But at least Chiyu had that scene that she just, you know, summed everything that was going on between the two of them. And that didn't bother me at all. You know, like Chiyu and Hinata being completely excluded from the episode didn't bother me that much because the episode was so good. And I'm being so random, like, I'm not connecting everything together, but I believe that this episode was probably the best episode in terms of drawings. It was the one that had the best drawings in Healing Good so far. Really. Some scenes were kind of wonky, but most scenes were very, very beautiful. And I love scenes that are drawn with very hard and thick lines in the characters. And Nodoka was drawn like that in lots of scenes from this episode. That was very beautiful. So we get, first we get to a scene in which Nodoka arrives home. Rabinin does not want to talk to her at all, and Nodoka was feeling sick. But she could quickly understand the difference between feeling sick physically and emotionally. When you are emotionally troubled, your body answers to that. And it was very interesting that Nodoka quickly felt the difference because she's been sick her whole life. She knows how it feels, but now it's a different feeling. It's a different way. And she quickly felt that. And then we get to the fight. Before the fight, we have the healing animals meeting and Nyatoran being an asshole. And he kind of said he was sorry, but half-assed sorry. Half-assed sorry. And, you know, when they got to transform, that was very nice. When they got to transform, Cure Grace could not happen. And I just loved how they made that scene so dramatic. That scene was like exaggeratedly dramatic and I loved it. I just love a drama like that. It was so dramatic, so over the top with the black background and the song while they were transforming, like the sad song. Girl, it was so good. And so the villain who attacked in this episode was Daruizen, But at the beginning of the episode, we had Batete Moda trying to, get close to him, gain some credits with him. I mean, because with Guaido is sold already, but Daruizen was not playing around. He didn't accept any of that, and he himself attacked. And so Daruizen went to attack by himself, and it's very interesting. If you compare his attacks to the other villains we have in this season, I mean, at least for me, his attacks are the most boring ones. Nothing happens, and he is the one with the least agency. I mean, that's his personality, being uninterested in everything. We know something more will happen because of the opening, but come on, give us that. Where is it? But we get to the part that I didn't like in this episode. That was the reconciling moment between Grace and Dabirin, Nodoka and Dabirin. Why didn't I like it? The first thing is that the big point of the fight was because Dabirin didn't talk to Nodoka about what she was feeling. She didn't tell Nodoka, like, keep it a secret, don't tell anyone. And she even acknowledged that. But the thing is, the one that was in the wrong was Dabirin. Obviously, like, there is no in-between there. Nodoka, she was just being honest, and she was not lying, and she couldn't understand Dabirin's side without Dabirin actually talking to her. And what I didn't like about this scene was that Dabirin didn't have the agency to say that she was sorry. She was so scared of what she did, and she was so into her mind that Latte was the one that had to make them make amends. I think that the action should have been from Dabirin herself. That would have made the biggest difference for me. And another thing that I didn't like is that the whole thing they fought was because Nyatoran was making fun of something that Dabirin was like. And I think that the point was that you can like whatever you like. You don't need to be ashamed of the things you like. That was the point the episode could have made, and it didn't. Unfortunately, it didn't. I was so sad because that resonates a lot. I've been through that when I was a child. And so I feel like that could have been a great message that this episode could have passed through. It just didn't. So that moment for me, like, it could have had more. But anyway, the fight was very interesting because Grace did not join the girls right at the start. And this episode didn't make the girls lose the fight before Grace joined. They were kicking ass. And when Grace joined the fight, they were up there together with the monster, like, hey buddy, we're just here chilling with you. That was so cool. I just loved that scene so much. And, the fight itself, it had great moments and great movements. Girl, the Grace kick, I liked it a lot. And even Cura's can in this episode was like more, it had more, that was great. That was very, very nice. And so they were able to heal the monster. I had no idea that Grace was getting her third bottle in this episode, the leaf bottle already. Yeah, the green one. Girl, I loved it. The beautiful bottle. And they got the bottle, and obviously Nodoka and Dabirin are back on terms. And the last scene of the episode was very nice. Not the last scene. The scene before that. No, yes, the last scene. Yeah, Nodoka was able to get another Lavendaruma, and so both of them had one. Girls, both of you, good taste. I liked it. And at the end of the day, they were just talking, and Nodoka was wondering if it was possible for you to be friends with someone without having quarrels, without having, arguments. And honestly, I don't think it is. And I think that the best thing is to be honest and, share your feeling. Because if you do that, when you have problems, you're going to be able to solve them. You're going to be able to talk things through. So I think that's what the lesson of the episode was. Overall, even with the problems I had, I think this episode was a lot of fun and I liked it a lot. Lavendaruma is great. I need one of those in my life. Anyways, guys, this video was way longer than I was expecting it to be. Honestly, I thought that I was going to talk about like 5 minutes about this episode. Girl, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye!